from code to charisma, applying principles of seduction. I mean, who doesn't like to be seduced, right? Principles of seduction to elevate your freelance career and leadership impact. I would like you to welcome to the stage Göran Hilscher.
Good morning. It couldn't have been a better intro, Nadia. Thank you so much to being like staged in that way. It seduced me as well. I'm happy you all are here. It's so impressive that it's the first talk, so like there's opportunities for mingling and for coffee, but you are here. And I'm very connected to this topic because I look at it today like from a different angle. I want to know from you, what is the first thing when you hear about seduction? Just like popcorn some words into the space.
Dating.
Dating. What else we have?
Food.
Absolutely my team as well, food. So where you probably have been seduced today already at your coffee stand, maybe standing with this person and not with that person. And I want to open the perspective today to use the principle of seduction in a broader meaning, talking about magnetism, invitation, and making a great experience for you and as well for your clients. I originally come from the realm of design thinking, was written there, is a bit updated now, like I'm totally like focusing on leadership training more. And what I could find, and some of you are probably in context where the leaders are not so seductive, that sometimes there is a lack of that specific skills that make them charismatic, contrary to those that do. So my invitation is to look a bit deeper what makes you seductive, how you open a space, how you make the intrinsic motivation in people grow so that they love to come to work. And this is what I do in the leadership trainings, to open a new perspective and offer them a new way of seeing. Because this is one of the most important skills to take great decisions, not to think too much, but also to observe better. And this is also like what I want to bring in today for you. Where to click to when this thing is not working? Maybe you do just one further. Anyway, I just want to like share something with you. Like one day, I went to a client, and I had prepared nice slides like these ones. I got into the taxi, and when I got out of the taxi, I found a certain weird meeting of my computer and the juice I was carrying. So I took the computer out and had to take everything out. And I knew this presentation today has to happen without the slides. So, and I got the job at the end. Because somehow I just like talked to myself out of this nervosity that kicked in. I have to run the show, I have to do it. I have to just like, I had it already in my mind. That's why I increasingly start saying, fuck the slides. So, and the same happened to me today because I don't want to go much further than this, apart of to the next slide, because I had to deliver the slides like almost 2 weeks ago, and then it's breathing in your head. Who knows this thing? You delivered something, but then like the best ideas come after. Can you give me a sign? Who knows that effect? Exactly, and it doesn't feel so well. So then I asked the guys here, hey, do you have a flip chart for this talk? And they said, oh no, sorry. No, they don't have. So this is why I brought this friend here. And maybe you are also curious what is inside of the box. And I will tell you. Okay. First thing is to look a bit to the forefront of seduction and then to the backstage. So what is it that you bring up front to your clients? There's your brand. There's your work, and I don't want to talk too much of skills because skills are a no-brainer and a great delivery. But I look today with you at the things that you can adjust at the backstage to make the experience a bit greater. So throw in, like what is visible of what you deliver to your clients? Throw in something.
Humor.
Humor. I had yesterday, I met you. All right, what else? Authentic. Very important when we talk about charisma, because there's two A inside, and they should remind you of authenticism, because charisma without authenticity doesn't really apply.
Curiosity. Curiosity.
What else we have? What you display very obviously.
Kindness.
Kindness and energy. How do you make your energy visible? Say again? Yeah. So we have these things, but we have also things in the background that I love to talk about. So like think about yourself and your delivery like this iceberg that you see here. Yeah? Because you have like the technical stuff, the brand stuff, maybe your social media stuff, but in that all, there's something that speaks. And this is your personality. This is your way of interacting. This is the way of how you communicate. It's also specifically the words you use. And I chose to convey the topic from the realm of leadership in big companies because I'm very convinced that freelancers are the best self-leaders that we have, right? Who would agree that you are a great leader of yourself to make your business running? Amazing. And I look deeper into how can we make it even better in a very competitive time and everybody comes up and pays more for branding, but I always in my work look for this connection part. So it's also like the way how you connect with your clients. There's timing. Who has felt, oh, this was the right timing to send a proposal? And who has felt, oh, it was a very wrong timing to send a proposal? It was a very good moment to push a bit further or put your price higher, or it was a very bad timing. So, and I love you to look where is the levers to invisibly do something that is beyond your branding. I would call it like behavioral branding, because that often makes a difference how you appear, how you shine, how you pop up there, how you lure the person that you're working with in your kingdom, or in the experience you design for them. So the whole experience realm, I don't know who knows beyond UX, like in the realm of experience design, does it ring a bell for you? So in the context of teaching, of events, there's a discipline emerging, it's called experience design. And I found it super, 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 super helpful for everything that we do. So you put yourself there, you put your client there, but then you look, okay, when you invite your client to a scene, how you can prepare it, how do you make it most convenient, how do you remember the client, maybe, that was your daughter's birthday, happy birthday. Like these little, things, these little tweaks that you build a greater connection with your client and this person feels somehow home with you. Yeah, and this is something I found very important. And therefore, I threw the box down. It was nicely timed with your bottle, thank you. I created just a little framework to think about, which simply comes with the letters S.E.D.U.C.A.T.I.O.N, where the S stands for sensation. Yeah, because I often feel, especially when people are in very techy professions, that they have a little bit of a division here, to the rest. So how things land in your body, but how also things land in the body of your client. What can you read in the body language of your client? So it's for me the topic of sensitivity. How do you spot how they react? Do you read the micro emotions of your clients? Is that something that you can enter in? You made this kind of like, what is, somebody releases pressure, right? So that's where you can enter to carve and to detail your dialogue much better to the client. Then, of course, emotion. So sometimes, like maybe your price gets rejected. Of course, you get a bit more angry. but what instead you're getting more soft and trying to open a perspective from that softness that makes it more understandable to your client to broaden the discussion and conveying more the message of a value that you want to reach. Because from my environment of freelancers, see there's a struggle many people have at the moment with defending their hourly rates or their day rates, more like maybe in the realm of coaches and consultants. But I heard it also like from some developers I was talking to, that there's reached like a glass ceiling with the pricing. Then direction. So, in leadership as well, like in the way we lead teams, colleagues, clients, co-workers, it's very important to give this clarity. And that you have a sense of it, and then you look at yourself, how do I do that? Was I giving enough clarity in the instructions, in the way when you deliver how and what and when? And what also comes with this, what I found very interesting to play with, is uncertainty. See, well, I was uncertain how to write it. So there's uncertainty inside of yourself, and sometimes you get a bit nervous, But it's important to just feel it and not to reject it. To just like see, something happens with me right now because maybe the client gets cheeky, the colleague gets a little bit late, and whatever, and just like get more to the position of, I have a look at it, how can I deal with it? Because sometimes I see people getting quite nervous despite their role and despite their initial intention that they had. And there's also a thing when we talk to the context of seduction, sometimes it's very important to cause a little bit uncertainty with your client so that he's a little bit in a space floating where that at the right timing for you, so that you design your timing where you can pick your client. Yeah, this is a little bit like in the, who said dating? Like in the dating game as well. And you see like some mechanics apply. But for me, of course, it's important in the professional context to leave that erotic side out. Even you can be, of course, charming, about like the style, and who works in different cultures sees sometimes compliments coming around like in a nice way, but they should be like adjusted, and appropriate to context. Charisma came from this side, like a while ago. And this is definitely like something you can work on. Yeah, it's more like really like a broad, like an oratic, like an energetic thing. You mentioned the energy. So this, I feel, is something, let yourself be reflected. And every once in a while, if you have a talk with the client, do also do a recording of how you shine, how you come up, even if you're not a stage speaker or something, but get an outer perspective of yourself. And then, of course, I pointed to that environment. How you design the environment for your clients. Where do you invite them to? When you go somewhere, how you create a room. You know that probably sometimes for meetings that like the setup of a meeting room is so weird that no creative output is there. And I can tell that from my activity or from my action as a freelancer anyway, but as a facilitator, because when I come in such a room, I look at all details that can support me in the mission and in the goal I have. And when you are having a meeting with a team, when you are having a negotiation situation, not just like only look at the table, look at the kind of seats. Probably some of you know, like if you have a hard negotiation, put your partner on a soft seat and all that stuff. You can anticipate to win step by step, in that realm. So I put that all together, and you get a bit further explanation also at the end. I want you to explore for yourself. We do a little like brainstorming intervention right now. What do you think? What is your business seducer avatar? Right? So look inside your brain. You can you can massage your brain a little bit, and then come up with a name that combines a little bit the undercurrent something from here and the things that are obviously displaying. You're a great coder, maybe you're a bit of the cheeky coder, you are the poetic copywriter, whatsoever. Like, look to yourself, what is like things that you do like in the more like subconscious or backstage realm, and then add what you are actually doing, so that you become understandable but with a certain spark. And you can also add a superpower and an inner conflict that you carry. Yeah? Talking again about uncertainty is very good to know that you know your inner conflicts, because then you can operationalize them. I do that very often in a situation with a client, which gives you kind of a power to say like, that leaves me a bit insecure, or that leaves me blurry, just to come up with what you did not understand, something with that makes you more human, yeah? Because we are so pushed with the things, especially like in the technical realm, that we forget sometimes it's very important to not be too serious about the things that you are taking serious, so that you open a little bit of space to be more playful. Okay, think for 2 minutes about what could be like your business seducer avatar, and I love at least to hear of 2 of you what you come up with, because I have something for you that you can continue working with that at the end of the session. I see the little chimps in your brain going around like this. So something where you design from the backstage, the obvious, and then with what kind of superpower you can probably spice that. Can you speak loud, because we have no mic for you?
Storytelling. So I would say that my superpower is storytelling. I am a designer. I use motion for creating like a story to engage the users.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is the storytelling from the company to the users to be like engaging. So that's kind of I provide as kind of the writer of the author. It's the middle point of the storytelling between these 2 points.
That's great. So everybody got him? More or less? Okay, can I have at least one more?
So what I was thinking about was that one side I'm a developer, but I have a lot of empathy and I look at others just to get a feeling of what they are feeling, and maybe to get the subcontext of things to just react better, and yeah, something like that.
It's amazing. It's very, very important to look, like from this empathetic way. We have one more if you want. Okay, then we do 2 more. Why not?
Well, I would call myself the authentic coder, because I feel like, especially in coding, it's very hard for clients to understand what you're actually doing. And so I feel like I'm good at giving people an authentic idea of what I'm going to do for them. So I'm not just coding their stuff, but I'm also giving them the confidence, the trust that they can rely on what I'm doing.
This is a very important part what you pointed to, because we so often talk about our tools and our technologies, but we know like most clients don't care much about that. They care about the result, and to charge that result with like the emotional dimension, like with the relief that you deliver them to the pain that they have. This is the really important thing. You wanted to do one?
So I come from products, and for me the first business avatar is building a more close personal relationship. So then when there is a conflict or when there's something which is
Can you speak up a little?
have the conflict to discuss this in a very quick way and resolve these challenges in a small way. And the energy I give is no matter what happens, don't worry, I got you, I'm here.
Mm.
So this is my
And when you listen to her, she said comfort, she said smooth, she said energy. Look also in the language of your clients, and this is what I do when I work with teams. what is already obvious on the surface, and then you can even refer to the words or to a density of more like emotional vocabulary, because this gives you an entry point to explore further. Whoever of you has done already interviews, and we have to do a lot of interviews in a way, every conversation is a kind of an interview, we can tap into the world, the emotional world, the desire world of the client deeper to design a world for them, like and create a realm of the best solution, and that they feel really nurtured and comfortable.
For example, when you see the client is sad or something's going on, give this emotion, oh, don't worry, I'm here for you. Have this together, we will move this together. So this kind of support and this confidence that you are here to help and support you no matter how late it is, you will be there to solve the situation together. So this is a bit of, as you said, change of perspective, change of energy, and being close to be there for you.
Exactly. And you can drag things from other disciplines into the situations as well. I've just immediately thought about conflict management, conflict resolution, and having a perspective of, it's not us having a conflict, it's us against the conflict. Yeah? And like entering the situation from there to solve that will make a lot of things for you easier. To always like to step out, look at things, and see like what beautiful thing is like this inviting to you. All right. I'm very happy you were like staying like with this focus and attention, and that's why I want to give you a giveaway that you can already like implement in this conference, because I found it so important to use the conference in the best means to bring someone in your realm, in your universe, but also display interest. And the first starts with presence. So everybody just matches with a partner just close to them. Everybody has someone that you can look at. So look, this person is there, right? So like just open a space where they can dwell like in your look. And you don't say anything, but don't drill your look into them. It's just like, let them rest in your look and give some presence. Appreciate this person. And don't talk. You see, this is what happens when we become a bit nervous. There's like this kind of shyness kicking in. But when there's the moment of presence, the other one can relax, unless you drill your look into the person. And then, very helpful on a conference, you want to have it? Wait, it's inside of the box. It's the name game. So, do you want to be king today and queen today to memorize a name? To make an impression on people? It's very simple. So you ask the person that you don't know close to you, hey, what is your name? Okay. There's very long names. Calm for a second. Calm for a second. Who of you is very likely to have forgotten this name in the next 5 minutes? But we can do something against it. I think some people know already each other, right? But apply it to other people. So, when a person stands in front of you and says like, my name is... Rea? Ilya. Ilya. So I'm just like, Ilya. And in the moment I repeat the name, I'm also writing it here in a way and project it to his forehead. So never use something like this and put it on people's foreheads, okay? Just be there and repeat it, because then you have like the visual level, speaking it with your tongue and doing this movement. So you have 3 levels of neurological imprinting to be better at their name. And whenever you see them, even they tell something about him, just repeat them. And when you see them here, if there was a new person, repeat their names. Because what is our favorite word in the world? Our name. All right. This is for me so far. It's a topic I explore definitely deeper. Can you go to the very last slide, please? When the remote is not that charged at the moment. I do that thing also with the magnetic leadership in the corporates, but I am building right now a program, and I need you, of course, to help me get more insight, what you really need, because I may be wrong, certainly, unless I have talked to like 100 or 200 of you. You can just check into the last one. There you find the connection to me. I didn't want to flex too much like with the slides, so like I felt more connected to you just like speaking like this. And there I built a little like seducation framework. You found like what I found here. I just reduced it in the night to seduce. Found it more appealing and more memorable. And what I'm hiding there as well is my LinkedIn. And I created 2 in-depth prompts for your business seducer avatar. One is looking on the things that you already put into ChatGPT. Who's using extensively ChatGPT? So it's more for ChatGPT users, I admit. And the second one is to look what kind of like movie or film or music star you equal somehow and that you can get inspired to. And the reason why I work with this avatar, it helps you to get a little bit a healthy distance to yourself, right? And from this perspective, you can work on your habits, staying authentic, but getting inspired from an outer source. Thank you so much. I will be here for another 7 or 5 minutes with Q&A. Ask me everything.
It's very important for all of us being freelancers to actually be authentic and to be able to show who you really are and how you can build this meaningful connection. We do have a Q&A as well, so I mean, in general, feel free to use the QR codes, but that's okay. You can just raise your hand, think about it, get your thoughts, 1-2 minutes. But I have a question for you that I received here. So we all know how important it is to be able to seduce your clients. But now, let's imagine someone is starting fresh. They're fresh in the freelance world, they're just about to take off. And so the question would be, how can a freelancer begin building trust with a new client, especially if it's fully remote, and they don't see people face to face? Like, how can they get out of this box of knowing already what their avatar is, but how to stand out at that stage? How should they begin not to be shy?
The question refers to just staying remotely.
Also, yeah, in the very beginning, right, when you're building your brand and you want to be like, hey, this is my new client, I want to show you who I really am when I bring to the table.
Okay, I'm talking a bit secrets right now, right? So on the forefront, I have the interaction, yeah, and I know somehow from coaching as well as from like leading workshops, it's sometimes very good to play a bit dumber than you are, right? To just like make you a bit more vulnerable, to get the other one a bit like, oops. But then like the openness is happening, yeah, that people are more willing to share something. But what I also do sometimes with people, I come from the realm of linguistics and communication. I do sometimes background checks on people so that I get kind of an unnatural advantage. So I just like look where people wrote something very authentically and I skim the text for this kind of keywords, yeah, like my friend Inna displayed like words of emotion. And I look, does this person use more technical terms? Does this person like look more to the things they could rely on the past, or they're longing more for the future? Are they more explorers? And if you are uncertain, you can say, hey, I'm uncertain, I want to know that about you. The thing is always to display interest. So, because we often tend so much to talk about ourselves, but it's just like this way of opening a space where the other one can really unfold. And I would even draft that or just scribble that as a space and throw the things in, because it's so important to write, to draw, to externalize that. Because everything that is in your head, you know, is just like a box you shake and then is, you know, you go around the corner and there's madness again. So I would highly recommend to see where you are, that you can build first trust with yourself. And this means dare to fail. As I come from design thinking, we say fail often and early. You know, fail early, learn early. So to just say that. So, and ask people, hey, did you like that? What did you like about my proposal? Because so often we just miss this part.
I think that's very important. Thank you so much for this. Because at the end of the day, when we're speaking about seduction as well, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, right? So when you make your clients feel that they're special to you, then that is exactly what we need. Perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
And now, does anyone have any other questions? Wonderful. The only issue is we don't have a microphone.
But you can
Please
stand up and speak really loud.
Could you please stand up and speak up? Is that okay?
Happy
Yeah.
birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
It's very uncomfortable because the question I was going to make is like, how do you present yourself as an introvert, and how do you mingle with this introvert world, being an introvert,
Okay, so first of all, you are already an introvert because you said it's quite uncomfortable, so really great job. You're already standing up. Now the question is, let me repeat so that everyone can hear. If someone is an introvert, how to start, how to stand out? Any recommendations?
Yeah. So I would reflect back a question, what have you discovered is your superpower as an introvert? And what I can say, it's very valuable to use that facets and the aspects of it, the introvert to make it your superpower. When I look in people in leadership, a lot of great leaders are introverts because they mostly listen much better than the extroverts, right? So they get more insights and speak out an invitation. It's like, look, I may be more the observer, so I would feel very supported in us like clicking or like creating synergy in what we are doing when you share as much as you feel good with, right? With the people. And say like, and you can even say, look, when I'm sometimes calm, it's not that I'm not thinking about you, I'm thinking deeply about you, but I'm processing. And if you want to add something to the process, so you connect the words, you know? You just like lay them out, and every once in a while you come around with a trigger question. And this is then the element of surprise, which we could also like add to the framework under the point of S. Does that somehow like serve your interest, this answer? Okay.
Thank you. We have time for one more question here in public still, because after that time, feel free to, spend some time with
Of course.
Does anyone want to ask any other question at that stage? No? Everyone's up for a coffee break. We're going. Highly recommended. Thank you very much.
Have a great conference. Apply the name game, and see you in real space as in the digital one. That went good, huh? Hey,
Gut gemacht.
danke
Richtig
dir.
nice, schön. Jetzt sehen wir uns mal persönlich.
Ja,
Wir haben uns
freut
gestern
mich.
vielleicht kurz verpasst, ich kam ein bisschen
Ja,
später.
ich bin so um 7 gekommen und aber um 9 los, aber es waren ja auch sehr viele
Ich kam
Leute.
so 8, halb 9 und dann.
Ah ja,
Aber
cool.
mega,
Und
ich sehe uns.
ja,
Geiler
schön, freut
Vortrag,
mich.
richtig.
Danke.
Ich kann das richtig bestätigen.
Ja.
Ich sage immer, Attitude speaks louder than skills.
Ja.
Wenn du im Interview bist, deine Einstellung, wie du bist,
Voll.
Skills sind wichtig, um reinzukommen. Boom, du hast richtig meine Links approved. Aber
Danke, mein Lieber.
Es gibt den Leuten ein bisschen Zeit. Wir reden später.
Schön, danke dir.
Alles Gute zum Geburtstag.
Ah, danke.
Hast du Geburtstag heute?
Ja,
Herzlichen Glückwunsch, ich hatte gestern.
ja, Stierchen, ne? Sehr gut. Ja, Frühling ist so eine geile Zeit, um Geburtstag zu haben, oder?
Ja, finde ich auch. Oh Mai,
Ja, total.
Sag mal, hast du eben was, ich bin zu spät reingekommen,
Ja.
von Prompts gesprochen? Du hast 2 Prompts,
Genau,
oder was?
guck mal, ich kann es dir zeigen. Weil ich hau eine Survey raus, das war jetzt alles halt sehr klar mit der Vorbereitung, aber ich habe sozusagen, um mir die E-Mail-Adresse zu catchen am Ende des Slides,
Ja,
hier unten,
ja, habe ich gesehen, da, ne? War das eben?
achso, das war eben da, genau, das kannst du dir ziehen
Ja, okay.
und in dem Antwortdisplay kommen halt 2 Prompts.